Hey, what's up, YouTube? Information time. I want to talk to you about some of the things you guys have been asking me. I did a little research, so for some of you guys that asked me things a couple of weeks ago, please forgive me. But let's just address them now. First, I want us to start with putting the egg in your hair. I do understand the levels of protein. I do see how that's been working for you guys. But the flip side to allowing the egg to sit is a bacteria that I know that it can form from salmonella on down. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do these things. You know, my biggest thing is balance. So let's see what the balance would be, and that will be shampooing daily. And I know a number of you guys aren't shampooing daily. So what I went through my whole research, my whole system to see what kind of proteins could we use, could we acquire without being outrageously losing an arm and a leg. Because I know, you know, some of these things are outrageously priced above market value, and it shouldn't be, but that's what we do. What I found that was the best protein was relaxer conditioners. And that being because that relaxer, real talk, we all know it tear you up. It does what it does. It straightens you out. It takes a number of your enamel bonds. It takes a number of those levels of outer layers that you need. It takes those and it strips those away. That's what makes the hair, one, thin and straight like it is, lifeless. So they put these high proteins back in their conditioners and in their shampoos and a number of their other products to build that hair back up, which is the balance as well. So what I use a lot of times is like Mazzani, Affirm, just their conditioners. Affirm Substance Conditioner, it is so creamy. You can feel the oils in it, and the conditioner as a protein, yes, it works very, very, very well. I love this one. I think this one can be acquired at like $6.99 for large bottle. So I know that works well. The Mazzani, you can dip into it. That's more of a cream. Put that on, wear that for a while. Also, the Design Essentials has a really good stimulation protein conditioner, which helps really good for the hair also. I've seen another couple of other spray conditioners. Now these I have not tried by Keratin, which those can be acquired from Sally's Beauty Supplies, or just a basic beauty supply house that I know carries those. Who else has a conditioner that I have been using? Cream of Nature and Mane and Tail. They have a protein line also that can be acquired. And if you want to take a step above, you can try Sephora. What's that lady's name? Carol's daughter. She has a good protein line. So let's try these and opposed to the egg, because see, you have to shampoo so often for that egg, and that's really going to leave things sitting. Real talk, I use the egg to put in my dog's food, and if I leave it for 2 hours, if they don't eat it all, the dog food will be stuck together, and if they eat it, a number of them have stomach aches. So that's just on an oral consumption. I've never just let it sit in their hair and see what was going to cause, but if it's doing it to their food, and this is a raw egg, I can see that. I'm sure that it would do a number of other things to the hair also, especially with sweating and oils and other things that we're putting in our heads, especially the DIYs, do-it-yourselfers. So I wouldn't say necessarily cut it out, but I would say find the balance if you're going to do something of the sort, so that you won't have down the line issues, because that bacteria can also turn into a fungi, and that fungi can take you out of the game. So I would be a little cautious of that. Next, KJ the barber, sewing on those lock extensions. It's not a bad process to do. One thing you have to do, one, is you have to make sure that when sewing, your heads are right at each other. You can't sew like this. You can't sew them connected on this one. They have to be sewn here. Once they're sewn here, you have to make sure that you find the base of the lock. If they're going to be hairs that may stick off, you can't just sew into those hairs. You got to go into the thick, mature base of that lock. Sew both of those connections together, and it's a way that I seal my thread through to make sure that the hair stays, to make sure that I get everything needed. So with that, hold on one second. Get out. Get out of here. With that being understood, and with that being said, at the end of that, it's knotted a several number of ways. And so that it can be held on to even after shampoos and buttings, because those little hairs, they're going to shift. And they're going to get back in there and they're going to do a number of things. And that's what's also going to help that bud come together. But you have to sew it on there correctly and knot it. Use a nylon thread, not a cotton. A cotton can be ripped, especially after shampooing. That thread is not going to be the same. So the nylon, the water does not penetrate. It's more like a duck feather. And you hold on to that level. Make sure that you're using a hook needle. I see that works better because it goes through two different ways. It may come in this way, but it's going to come out this way versus just taking it through like this way. You know, just stabbing it straight through. That's not going to do anything but form a little knot in the middle. I want to form a bigger knot so that it will hold all the way around and form a better base. So make sure that once doing that, I think I can make a video on Tuesday showing pretty much how I go into this lock to make sure that it's done correctly, and I can show my knotting techniques, because it's not even a sailor's knot, it's something like that. Honestly, I go crazy when I knot it. I'm ripping this way, twisting that way, and tucking this way. I go nuts because I need to see a knot. I need to see what's going on, or I know it's not going to last. But to me, I'm an extreme perfectionist, so these things gotta work. I mean, they gotta work. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I gotta make this thing go, so I need to know what I need to see. Shy girl, you want some bangs in your extensions. I love people like you because you have an individuality, you try different things, you try creative things, and I think that's awesome. So for your locks that you want bangs for, be very careful when trying this. Be very, very careful, but let's try this. Take that part of bang that you're going to want parted off and hold it in a ponytail straight out to here. First, clip just a little bit so you can see the bangs form. You will see them possibly fall about here. But then you want to just raise them up little by little, cutting them diagonally so the bangs will lay layered. Now they may stick out a little bit with the lock extension, but what you want to do after that is spray a little water, tie them down tightly, and put that person under the dryer. It's going to be kind of like a flat iron effect, where it's going to make them form to the face. And after that, you just take the person under the dryer and go. Now, once you get that maintenance, understand this. These hairs will always be cut for the remainder time of your locks because those are your bangs. That's the pieces that you want. Also, you're going to have a line of demarcation right at the bang part because you're making this part go forward. You're making that part go backwards. As hair and the scalp and the skin, it begins to train itself to do exactly what you're doing over and over. If you pay attention to how you wash your face, if you wash your face this way or opposed to this way, you will see that either right here in this jawline, it will either be long or it'll be tighter. Just depending on how you wash your face and how you do the things you do. You can see that on any regimen. Rubber band effect on your skin, on your hair, on your lips, on your teeth. For those that have the poking teeth, that's because they sat back and maybe did stuff like this all the day. So that takes, it takes an understanding of balance in your whole body to know that these things can work, but you just have to be careful. So again, it can work, you just got to know how to make it work. For you guys, for you DIYers that are at home and wanting to know a good at-home regimen for me consists of shampooing every 2 weeks, twist up every 2 weeks, but make sure that you're not twisting that hair too tight. Give it 1 or 2 twists, lay it down. If you're twisting it that often, it does not need to be pulled that hard. And make sure that when you are shampooing, you are thoroughly shampooing. I know your arms tired, I know your neck and your back hurt, but you know, it's one of the things we do when we do at home. So you got to get in there, and I mean squeeze them locks, make sure that you're getting all the dirt out. You're going to get a little workout, but that's when you know you're doing what's necessary and what's right. Clean that hair, moisturize that hair, condition that hair, maintenance that hair with what I told you, because if you guys are going to be at home, I really don't care about you being at home. That's your discretion. But use stuff that's going to still put you in proper placement. Use stuff that's not going to have you breaking, falling off the side of the earth, balding, all of those things. You don't need them. It's not that serious. Yes, I know everybody wants to make money on their product line, but if it's not going to be built on integrity, then why is it existing? Doesn't make any sense to me. So after you do those things, maintenance it real good. And if you want to style it, try styling it, but don't snatch style it. Don't pull too tight. Put this up like hair. Pin it up, make it stay, find the placement, find all of those things and in hairstyling. and make it go. I've watched a number of YouTube videos, and I'm not hating on these people, not by far, but I can't take styling advice from somebody that is missing a whole side of hair. I'm so sorry. I don't understand what you're telling me to do. I also can't take styling advice from somebody you got locks that you told me you had for 2 years. One, they're stringy, and I mean stringy. Or two, they're this short, and this is 2 years. What are you putting in your hair? What are you doing? But you want to educate others. Now, there's nothing wrong with education. Educate on levels that work. Or educate on stuff that's going to go for longevity, versatility, and greatness, not just so you can have 5 minutes to say, I'm going to this party and I look good right now. No. No, 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 no. One other thing I want to address, the lock extensions. Because I find that that's where everybody has their, that whole everything. One person feels that, okay, you got to do it this way. Oh, okay, one person feels like you got to do it this way. Another person feels like you got to do it done this way. Well, whoever did it, however they did it, understand this. In time, that weight of the lock is not going to be, that lock is not going to be the same. When growing your hair does not have that weight to pull on it so that your locks come out differently. They come out fluffier. They come out more natural looking. They come out with a more cylinder effect. Where lock extensions come out where the locks are a little bit tighter because they're being pulled just a little bit more. I know we all want long hair. I know we all want that stuff down our back. You know, we want those styles. We want that pin up. We want these things. We want them now. But now ain't gonna work. Now it's not gonna work. I promise you, I can get you a full head of locks if you can work with me, be patient with me, and have your, have your way, and we can do whatever it is to do. But I don't want to, and in my business, I don't want to allow a client, yes, you want these things, but if you don't have any hair, and I mean this length of hair, but you want dreadlocks down your back, and you know that this ain't gonna grow, and if it ain't growing, that means it ain't gonna really do too much, and it's gonna possibly break off easier than whatever's gonna happen. I'm not gonna give you lock extensions. It ain't about your money. It ain't about none of those things. I'm gonna get you somewhere to where you can have hair again. I'm going to get you in a place of healthiness on a professional level for yourself, and not just some get over, not just some get by. I'll make you a dreadlock wig if I have to before I put them in your head. Because it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense to do these things. If you're on a number of medications, it's not a bad thing at all. Sometimes the medications can take the hair out, it can make the hair thinner, it can do a number of things because the medications have side effects, especially what the pill is made up of is a side effect. Then you get into the medications of the pill, that's another side effect. And then you get into the side effects of some of the greases and the oils you put in. So that's a side effect. And so you have all of these things that are working their way through your system, in your hair, and then you have weight. There's no balance. There's no consistency. There's a lot of uncertainty, but there is no longevity. There's no versatility. None of those things. Let's make it work. This ain't making it work. This ain't giving it what it needs. This is getting over. This is getting by. This is just making some excuse my friends, some shit happen, and it ain't getting you nowhere. So I put all of these things out here. I try these things. I got a few test dummies that I even still use right now, and I'm working them over. I'm figuring them out, trying to see what's going on. And I use these people because these people don't want locks. They can care less about locks. So if they locks fall out, they cool. They don't care. And it's strange, but it's real. But this is the only way that I can come up with some of the things that you guys are coming to me about, because some of them I've never ever heard about. And I was like, wow, people are coming up with these things. People are telling you these things. And I know some of these things came from other professionals. Because I've heard some people, and the people that I've been working with, I've heard some of them just say some of the crap that they say. And I'm just like, wow. For real? So you just going to put that shea butter in her hair, and you just going to tell her that you'll see her in a week, and that her hair is supposed to look like that? Oh, that's how it's supposed to look. Her locks supposed to be this big, and in time, it's gonna go down to being this big. Oh yeah, I've heard some people say that. Or I've seen people just take some oils and just gels and all that, and put them folks into their dry and say, "Oh girl, that's a deep conditioner, girl. I'm helping you out." But the person that's doing your hair, receding hairline starts back here. That's deep, but I've seen it. See, another woman, she sewed in some weave on baby girl hair, braided this girl braids so tight that the braids went in this girl's scalp. Hair was just popping. You saw the hair bulbs everywhere. So not only did she braid her hair down that tight, then she put a weave on. Then the girl didn't like the weave, and she told her, "Oh, it's gonna relax her. No, you don't worry about a thing. It's gonna be good, I promise you." I've seen that. I've seen stylists that do short hair, relax hair on the weekly. I mean, 52 weeks a year, you getting this chemical in your freaking head, and then you just let them say, "Well, girl, you gotta lay that hair down." I mean, it gotta be straight. When you were born, was it straight like that? Oh, okay. So, my people, I give you this research so that you can go into a stylist chair, to a salon, or wherever you're going to go, and you're going to turn around and tell that girl, "Girl, I know you don't know what you're doing," because you can turn around and you tell her, you know facts. You know that that don't work. You know that that's just going to get you on a flyby. If somebody's trying to get tangles out your hair, they'll know how to get tangles out. They will know how to go through the proper process to get a tangle out. If somebody's going to comb out anything or do anything, they will know the proper channels. If you're tender-headed and you feel a little tension, different story. But if you're not tender-headed and you're sitting there going nuts, just crying and hurting, you tell me what that is then. There are certain balances in everything. Achieve that balance, find what you need, and put it in your hair. Put it in yourself. Help yourself. Stop helping these fools make millions and snatch your ball. Stop helping these fools live a life and actually offer the world nothing. We got enough of that now. So, again, with the eggs, I gave you some protein conditioners that's cheap. I tried to find stuff that was even under 10 bucks. But at the same time, I would spend a little bit for quality. I would just learn how to use it to make it last. So that you're not at the end of the game, because real talk, they sell Suave and Family Dollar. And what has Suave done for anybody besides put us at the back of the flaking game? And I mean flaking when you snowing on your forehead. See what I'm saying? No, not gonna work. Sewing on those extensions, make sure to use the right needle, the right thread, locking it the right way, knotting it the right way, making sure you know what you're looking for and what you're looking at. Bangs in your extensions, the key part to that that's going to make those bangs look good is spraying them with the water, misting them, tying them down with the Sanex strip, going to the dryer for a little bit of time, and letting them mold and fold to your forehead. That is the best that I can tell you on that level. At-home regimen, the biggest thing that people are missing at home, because you are shampooing, but putting that moisture back, conditioning, proteining, understanding that dreadlock is dead hair on the inside, and also moisturizing. I find that that's one of the biggest things that's being missed and misunderstood. So with these things that we've talked about today, on many levels of integrity and many levels of understanding, you can have all of what you've seen my people have. As I said in so many other videos, I'm going to say it one more again. And yeah, I say it one more again. Do this for you, not for me. Do it for yourself. Have what you need. Because I'm bald-headed. So I'm good. Till I have more questions, concerns, thoughts, conversations, phone calls, emails, I welcome them all. Hit me up. I'm here for you. Peace.